the power of a dying swoon. I climb the altar to claim my place as
YouTube, welcome back to another mixing video. I'm Newova, and as always, join us on Twitch. It's live, free, fun. We do song requests on there and stuff like that. You guys can request your songs and all of that different stuff. These are new headphones, and that's the point of doing this video, other than the fact that I'm going to start doing videos like this, because I told you guys I would in the last video. But I also got new headphones. These are the Behringer, or is it Behringer? How do you pronounce it? Beyerdynamics, not Behringer. Beyerdynamics, the DT770 Pros. Now, I've been testing headphones out a lot because I needed new headphones because my old ones, which were Corsair like HS50s or something like that, they're really good, and I liked them because of the bass and everything in them. But the problem with them is they started to deteriorate on me, but I've had them for years upon years. So I decided I need to get some new headphones, and I'm gonna get some for primarily mixing and everything, which is what I've kind of landed on. And I'm in a pickle of these Audio Technicas that I have, the M50Xs or something like that. And these ones, the other versions of these, like the ones that are for like mastering and stuff like that, are good if you're only doing mixing, and that's all you're doing. You can turn them up as loud as you want, you know, the headphones and all of that, so that way they're actually loud. But they're quiet. They're extremely quiet if you're trying to use them for more than just purely mixing and mastering and all of that stuff, and you're trying to like just listen to some Spotify or, you know, whatever it is. They're ungodly quiet, and I hated that. These ones are the lowest ohm that there is. I think it was 32 ohm or something like that, and they're still quieter than I would personally prefer, but they are still loud enough to like just do a video like this and so on and so forth, and for streaming and all of that. And plus, they're so comfortable. The Audio Technicas, they were not the most comfortable for me. Now, do they need to probably be broken in? Yes, they do, because they're brand new from Guitar Center. But I need to decide if I'm returning those ones or if I'm returning these ones. And so I brought up this mix, which I did, and by this mix I mean this mix. I now have pulled up on the screen, but I did this mix, which is Spiritbox Circle with me, me doing the dirty vocals, so the screaming and all of that on it. And I am trying to obviously decide whether I like these ones better or not. So I remixed everything from what I had already had. And so I'm going to leave everything on here, if you will, that I have already had on here. And we're just going to kind of remix it one more time, and I'm going to remix it with you guys. And I'm also using the M0, I think it's a 0, not MO, it could be MO TT, for my distortion and everything on this. Now, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to redo everything, turn everything off, and then drag and drop, essentially. So here's raw vocals, no mixing, no nothing on them yet. I also just realized these are plugged into the incorrect thing to where I can hear myself, but I can't really hear the music and everything properly. So I'm just going to play this for you while I make this little switcheroo.
I have the power of a dying soul. The altar to claim my place as food.
Now you hear, it does not sound good. It does not sound great. It really does not. I know it doesn't. But that's what we're here to make a change of. So, what we first, whoops. Let me get that pulled back in. But the first thing that we're doing is we're going to add a little bit basically of an actual mixing board that's like in like big studios, so on and so forth. We're going to add that, and we're going to we're not really going to add any distortion from it. We can if we really wanted to, but
I have the power of a dying soul.
See, we could add distortion if we really wanted to. We're not going to, though.
I have the power of a dying soul. The altar to claim my place as food.
Okay, so now we need to add a compression because it is going all over the place.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good.
And basically, I already have a little template for myself of just like where I like all the different settings and whatnot, because that's what Timo showed me was his settings, because Timo is from Armirage. He's a vocalist and also does mixing and mastering for a lot of different artists. Like he's very, very good at this, if you will. And so basically, I just keep his settings and then I just adjust the input and the output. So copy my settings on this compressor and all of the compressors and essentially go from there. Now that we have that, because I have a lot of compression. I have a lot of compression going on with it, right? That's what I want. And so it's perfect the way it is, because obviously I already did that one. Now this one, I am going to just like do a full like reset of this and show you guys what I came up with where and basically why. So first thing, crank that. And then found a spot that sounds good. And then bring it down. And I like this frequency, the 1.37, anywhere around 1.3, but because it adds a little bit more of that grittiness to the actual vocal, which is that's obviously a scream vocal, false chord, because I haven't learned Fry yet, but it's a scream vocal, and I want that sound going on in it. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my... Okay, no, I don't want to take that frequency. I was like, I listened to that, and I was like, maybe I want to take that out. No, I don't want to take that out for purely the reason that it actually makes the vocals sound like way thinner, and I don't want that. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. There you go. Now it's starting to sound like an actual scream, right? Because we have compression and all of that stuff on it. And I try to get this basically, I just get to about 3 dB of gain reduction, and I leave it there. A little bit of sibilance is now in it, obviously. So I have it going -16. Make sure you set your frequency to 4200 and definitely use the waves de-esser. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I'll change it to 18 just for funsies. Now this, let's go ahead and just reset this. And I'll just kind of show you guys what all we're taking out where, instead of moving it around and refinding everything, because that's just not fun. So I'm just going to raise all of these up, like I said. That way it is blasting our ears of which frequency it is and what we're taking out and why. So we'll turn them on one by one. I have the power of a dying soul. Hear that? To claim my place as good. Circle with me. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I moved it by accident, but you get the idea. It's that other like type sound, but it's like a hollow sound.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good.
That frequency. Obviously, that doesn't sound good. And then what's on 2, usually obviously kind of go from 8 down. It doesn't matter though, but what I have on 2 was just, I was still having that high frequency hiss that I just absolutely hate. So I took that out.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good.
Okay, then that part was done. So now we're going to add some distortion. Now I'm going to reset these. So this is the MOTT or MOTT. What, I don't know what you call it. I'm calling it the MOTT because that's more fun. I'm turning clipping on. Turning clip on. This is something I just started playing with, like literally today. Found out that it even existed because I was like, I want distortion, but I want distortion from Slate Digital, right? So basically I just switch it to Vox, which is this, and it starts here. And I'll start it here with you guys. You turn clip on. I'm going to turn timings, something. I don't know what that is. I can't read or speak words. I'm going to turn that to 1000%. Why? I don't know. It just ended up sounding better that way, even though it was very tiny, but it sounded better that way with the screams. Now, it's going to sound really weird, and then you have to adjust these up and down until you get what you want, and then I added some lows and some highs to get it exactly the way I wanted it.
I climb the altar to claim my place as good. Circle with me. Circle with me. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. Circle with me. Circle with me. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good.
Now without.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul.
See, just having it at 1000 just adds more of that screamy, like crunchy that I want. I can't hear myself because I have the headphones plugged into not my microphone, so it's really weird. So hopefully I don't not speak for too much. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep playing with it just a little bit because I did do this one soloed. But yeah.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good.
Okay, that actually sounds pretty good. I want to see how close I was real fast. Oh, I was pretty much dead on the money for what I already had. I have a little bit more mid now, though. A little bit, not too much. I think a little bit more low end. No, I think the low end is about the same. The high was a little bit I don't know. We're just going to leave it like this because you know what? Why not? This is how I would have mixed it right now if I was mixing it right now and didn't mix it already. So I'm going to unmute that and then I'm going to turn on the reverb. So now the reverbs and everything and the delay and all that, this is what it's set to. That's what it is. That's it. It's just, that is what it is. Reverb, same thing. So it's the Iridium Play. This is all still from from Slate Digital. This is all set the way that it is set, right? And then another reverb on top of that, which is something new that I've been doing because I learned that from Timo, and I have it on a chrome plate, and basically it just adds a lot more space. So you want a like ambiance sound to where this one can get out of control very fast, and so don't do too much of that one. I think I am doing a lot of it. To be fair, I am, but it's still lower than this one. So I'll turn on each one by one, and then I'll put it with the music itself. Actually, I'll put it without the music first. That way you guys can hear what it actually sounds like.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as gold. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as gold.
So that's what it's doing. It's just adding all of that. This one, without it.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as gold.
It just doesn't sound as big. It's not as full. So having the second reverb on there, as weird as it is, for me, that's so weird to have two reverbs on something. But it is what it is. Now, the doubles. I'm going to put those at 0, and then we will turn them down as necessary. And do we want to do the doubles right now? I think we do. Yeah, we'll do the doubles right now. That sounds about right. Do I want to move those ones? I'm going to leave those where they were. Yeah, we'll do the doubles right now, and then we need to glue them all together by putting them through an aux send.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as gold. Circle with me. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as gold.
You just get those into a nice little, I don't know, volume, if you will, to where it's there, but it's also not there unless you're going for like something that's like very obviously two different vocals. But these are just to support and make these feel bigger, basically. So that's what they're doing. Now, these are all just the big scream. The take my place as God. So that part is going to essentially state what is going on here with your evilness. I have to grab it from this one. So basically, I just copy and paste literally everything that I need and want and could ever want. Why these ones are switched, I have no idea. That is not something I would have done any other time, but it's something I did when I was mixing this the first time. So I left it the way that it is, having, you know, the Q8 go after the distortion. Don't know why I did that, but I did do that. Then I have the doubler on this. I think that's just stock, didn't change anything on that. XSplit, I just moved this down to the bottom right corner. Easy as that. This is panned left, this is panned right, and by that I mean right and then left. And then this obviously just has the doubler 4 on it. Again, I think that's just straight up what it is. So now we have this, right?
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as gold. Circle with me.
Right, that sounds pretty good. Now, what we need to do, I'll leave Scream Aux on, or main aux, because main aux is just going to this. But scream aux. So we're sending all of these screams to one aux. Basically, what this is doing is not only letting us adjust some more volume and everything, just because we can, but it's also adding more compression, another virtual channel, and it's going to make these doubles and all of these doubles sound more as one compared to being separate things that just sound good together, but now it's going to make them sound like they're one big thing.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good. I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good.
You hear how it changes it, right? Okay. It might not be super obvious, but once you're doing it yourself, you'll hear the difference. Trust and believe. I guess I should also iterate. I have it go through a second one as well on top of that. Why? Because all of these scream auxes, or all these screams, are going to their own thing, right? They're going to their own aux. And then if you have cleans, all of those cleans, so like the singing, all of that, are going to their own aux. And then those come together into one more aux after that to be brought together as just the vocals as a whole. So even if I don't have cleans that are also going to it, I like to still have this, plus it just sounds better in my opinion.
I have the power of a dying soul. I climb the altar to claim my place as good.
It's here. You hear it? You hear it? You feeling it, Mr. Krabs? This could all be yours. Okay, so now that we got that, we're gonna go into the master, because this is done. It is done. You could go back to it if you wanted to, to mess with things. I'll turn on that little whispering part. And you need a master, basically. You can fiddle with things after you get your master now. If you got all of that sounding good and you're like, I'm happy, now you go to your master, and then you finish it out, and then you go back to the mixing process to change little tiny things you might hear. So I'm using the VTM on this one. Why? I don't know. I just haven't used it in a long time. I saw the Slate Digital video that I was watching on the FGX2, because the FGX2 is fucking sick, and I love it. But essentially, he had this on his master. He didn't have it on, but he had it on there, and I was like, let me try it. I haven't used it in a long time. I liked the way it sounded, so without it. Then with.
I climb the altar to claim my place as good.
You hear how it just adds a little bit of like that volume and everything to it, which I absolutely love and adore. Like not necessarily volume. I'm sorry. It adds like basically it brings the vocals and everything out. Like before without it, if you hear it without it, it sounds like back here, right? But then with it on, everything sounds like they're more up there into your face. And especially with, a vocal cover, you want your vocals and everything to be the thing that everyone's listening to as opposed to anything else. And so that's essentially what I just went for. Now, this is so cool. So the FGX2, I love it. I'm going to set it back to 0. I just clicked on punchy and I basically left it there, and then I started messing with things. I went to metering and clicked on YouTube just so that way I knew exactly what I was looking for in the LUFs. Which LUFs, could I explain what those are? Probably not. But basically what your target is on the LUFs is -10 for YouTube. So anywhere around that range, you're going to be good volume-wise and everything. So first, we're going to have this in here, and I'm not going to really care about what this is telling me. I don't know how to read it exactly, other than it's just like showing you things as opposed to like, this is exactly what it is, or like, would I like pay attention to this thing? I don't know. I don't get it. I turned on needle meters because that is just pretty to look at. Now, I left everything what it was, like I said, and we're going to first change the ratio.
I have the power of a dying swoon. I climb the altar to claim my place as queen. Circle with me. Circle with me. This could all be yours.
Okay, so you got that, right? Now I'm going to add some punch and some detail. Basically, low punch is, I don't know, it just sounded good on this.
I have the power of a dying swoon. I climb the altar to claim my place as queen.
Especially there.
Circle with me. Circle with me. This could all be yours.
And then boom, it was done. I'll play it again for you guys. But like that was done. Now it does sound weird through the headphone, basically the aux cord that's going to what you guys are hearing. So definitely obviously pay attention to the before the video part, if you will, because that's the actual like fully mixed like full version. If you get what I'm saying, excuse me, I'm Belgian. Quality, full quality.
I climb the altar to claim my place as queen. Circle with me. Circle with me. This could all be yours.
You see, I don't know. I'm still debating on the headphones because, like I said, but in the Audio Technicas, they did not sound good. This mix did not sound good. So I'm going to let you guys help me make that decision because obviously the original version of this through the Audio Technicas and the mixing and all of that, but also I wasn't using the FGX or the MOTT, but that mix is the one that's currently with the YouTube short of the cover on the main channel, which is just Newova. So I don't know. I personally like this mix better. To me, it sounds so good. It's so full and so just like bassy and like the vocals sound good on it. They sound processed essentially and not raw. And the other one sounded raw to me and I didn't really like that. Adding the VTM on top of that. And I'm also not adding the, what is this thing called? The, oh God, where is it? Multipass. I'm not using that multipass now. Because I don't know, after using that on these headphones, it sounded like it was just destroying the instrumental, essentially. Like the instrumental no longer mattered. It was going to just destroy everything it touched. And so I was like, nope, I'm out. For those reasons, I am out. But I don't know. Let me know, you guys. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day/night. Join us on Twitch. Again, you can request songs, a whole bunch of other really cool stuff. And links for everything's just down in the description. If you're looking for mixing and mastering or templates, which I don't have any metal templates whatsoever right now, but mixing and mastering, so that way I do it for you so you don't have to, or just me critiquing your mix. Go to Newova.store, check it out. Everything's available there. I love you guys. Thank you for liking, comment, subscribing, do all the good stuff. Yep, that's why I'm going to just say that. I'll see you next video. Peace.